I think maybe even Dirty Jersey Rat. Dirty Jersey. Yay! I love that song.
I've got some questions for Dan, though. But,
I'm ready
I
to
don't know if
answer
I'm allowed
them,
to ask them, buddy.
I'm ready to answer. I figured you would. I'm happy to answer any questions.
No, I don't want another. Are you coming in with a ready hot with this?
What? No.
Well, what do you expect, John? You know, what do you want? Just like nothing to happen? Everybody's supposed to get along?
Okay, fine. We don't have to talk about Dan.
Yeah, fine.
No, but Dan loves you.
She wants to ask me about the lawyer from last night, I'm guessing, right?
No.
Okay, what do you want to ask me?
I'm not allowed to ask you.
You can ask me whatever you want, Alva. I'm an open book.
Okay, so I refute, or I brought up the claims that were made by Lucy Tightbox on John's show.
The 47 swattings, is that what we're talking about?
And you said that I didn't ask you about them, and then she went.
See, they call her Lucy Tightbox because like she doesn't actually have a tight box because she's so loose from all that fucking. That's the joke. I didn't know.
And they did a show, and they stood by them. Can you walk me through what happened with that guy?
Do you want the Reader's Digest version, or how deep of a dive do you want to go?
What did you do?
Is his name Patrick?
Yes, his name is Patrick.
Wow, I get fucking troll mail from Patrick Tomlinson every fucking day.
Do you really?
Every day while I was cleaning my garage. I swear on my life. I look at it.
It's probably because he's seeing you with this dick licker right here. He's like, hey, this guy's hanging out with the Dan.
What did they say?
So here's the deal.
What do they say?
A lot of the stuff that Lucy has talked about
every day.
There's multi layers to it. And I'll try to explain this. So there's some emails that say Dan Mullen sent this email. I did not send those emails. Okay. So there's people impersonating me because now some of it I did kind of harass this guy a little bit.
Like don't refute what she's saying. I'm just asking for you what happened. Just you tell me what happened.
Okay. I'm going to try to keep it as because I don't want to bore John here. I'm going to try to keep this as tight as possible. There was a subreddit that was dedicated to Opie and Anthony. And right around the time that Anthony got fired from the show, there was nothing really to talk about. The show didn't exist anymore. He got fired. Opie and Anthony ceased to exist. Somebody found this guy on Twitter talking about Norm Macdonald. He said, hey, I don't find Norm Macdonald funny. It was some email along the line. So people started trolling him. There was a lot of kind of trolling like you see in the Dabbleverse. The same thing, people sending comments or whatever. I was one of those people. I was making comments to him on Twitter, so on and so forth. He called them 60 John Does for people saying that he defamed them. Almost kind of like a lawsuit like you see in the Dabbleverse. I was one of those people. I was named a John Doe. He tried to sue me for $100,000. And for innocuous stuff. Like if you looked at this lawsuit and I could find it for you, it's like nothing. It's a nothing burger. He's an author. He wrote science fiction books, whatever. So I took that personally, and so there was a whole lawsuit. He ended up losing the lawsuit. The owner of the Opie and Anthony forums got money back from him, and he had to pay back for it. I went to the court hearing for that lawsuit because I was part of the lawsuit. I wanted to see him lose that lawsuit, so I did attend that in person, which is where a lot of this Dan is stalking him or whatever. No, I went to a lawsuit that I was named in with him. There was. Now, this gentleman claimed that people were swatting him. I had nothing to do with that. There's some people that think he swatted himself or it was a criminal that swatted him. I have no knowledge of that whatsoever. I've never done anything illegal. Did I go to Milwaukee? Yes.
What does that mean? You went to Milwaukee.
I went to a court. I sat in a court hearing that I was part of in Milwaukee. And yes, and I also walked by his house and I took a picture of his house when he wasn't home. So,
Little stalky. Did I go to Milwaukee? Yes. What do you mean we went to Milwaukee? Went to court, I was involved. And I did walk by his house and take a picture. What did you do with the picture? Did you post the picture? Did you start talking about the picture? I guess we're going to find out.
So that people call that stalking. I call that, kind of taking my little trophy picture. I've never met him in person. I never accosted him in any way.
What's John doing right
now? And that's the story. And that's pretty much what it is. I mean, if there's anything more you want to know, I'm happy to answer it.
Did you ever dox him online?
No, never doxed him. His information's out there. He's a professional author. He's like a celebrity. He's like a John on this Stuttering John. Like he is a professional author. All his information's out there. I never doxed him myself.
So you were involved in a trolling operation to someone analogous to Stuttering John, and that went as far as a court case that you attended, and then you walked by that person's house and took a picture of yourself walking by it.
Yes. Yep. Exactly.
Okay. Now. But no, here's the thing of it that I really find hysterical. All right, so Dan did that. Okay, but is that the equivalent of what Chitway has done?
Yes.
Really? I don't believe so.
I never tried to get him fired. I never tried to do any like real world thing other than just making comments online, which he took personally.
Of him calling you to infiltrate my family member?
I think so, and I think maybe there might even be an example of that Dan didn't mention.
I'd argue what you've done is probably a worse affront than anything that you just accused me of. The trying to cozy up to John's family. And once again, I'm not trying to drive a wedge between us. I have respect for you, but like John just said, my stuff was just innocent online trolling. And I went and if somebody sues me, you're goddamn right I'm going to go to the fucking court hearing. I don't care if it's in fucking Timbuktu. I'm going to fly there and I'm going to see that fucking person lose in court. And I did that.
It's not a moral trophy to show up at a court hearing for a lawsuit against you.
Really?
How not?
Really?
If he's suing you, you can't brag about showing up there.
That I won, that I made you lose.
Whoa. What are you implying I did with John's family?
He just said it, what John just said.
No, I said what Chitway asked you to do.
Yeah, Chitway asked me to do something that I didn't do.
I know what I'm trying to say is that I don't perceive Dan to be as bad as that. And I think it's horrible that you would even accuse him after Chitway does show after show on me and harasses my family, my friends, and every fucking part of my life.
John, to me, this is the moral leg that I stand on. Like when I shit on people like the Shitwayer, is that I don't have like a history of being online and harassing people ever in my whole life.
We're talking about one.
Well, I mean, online harassment is like, isn't it? It's in the eye of the beholder, isn't it? A little bit.
Person you're talking about.
Well, who knows what else he's done? I'm just saying.
Oh, okay. So
I'm just saying this guy. I'm saying Dan is just like the people that are fucking with you, and it's weird that. And so,
if somebody sued you, Alva, if somebody sued you for $100,000 for some innocuous comment that you made on Twitter, would you take that personal?
Okay. So you're stating that all you did is make one innocuous comment on Twitter.
I mean, more than one innocuous comment, but they were everything was innocuous.
Only for just one. Okay.
But $100,000 is like real money. Like that's like you have to get a lawyer. Like that becomes that. I'm a human being. I take things personally. You try to fucking come at me or my family, I'm gonna my claws are coming out. So yeah, am I guilty of fighting back and defending myself?
Weren't you coming at him and his family?
The odd thing is that I'm not taking sides, and I love both of you. But the only thing I can't understand is why you're so obsessed with Dan when I have so many people right now fucking attacking me left and right, and the only two people right now in my corner are you two, and you're choosing to now have a problem with.
Can we just like stop with the attacking? Who the fuck is attacking, John? Attacking. Hey, true first blood, all that shit. It's like the larger scale thing that he does on the small scale. If you're sitting there with him and making jokes and shit, if you say something that's a little out of bounds, sometimes you like fucking go off, right? And start talking, like it's been said over and over again. Like you make some joke about him and he's like, oh, like he goes to your, like Artie with the suicide stuff and all that shit, I think another guy did that too. Joe Matarese, I think, did a very similar thing. It's a large scale version of that. He does the same thing like with he escalates to fucking lawsuits and stuff.
The other person that
Attacking.
that is in my corner, and I don't know why that is your choice.
He's like, hey, wait, now I have two people in my corner. I need you guys in agreement. I need you guys to agree on shit, even if you don't. Don't come in here and make trouble. I don't disagree with Ava. It sounds like Ava's like taking some kind of principled stand or something.
I don't find these ethical issues to be negotiable. And as far as teams, I think it's fucked up to do certain things, and it doesn't matter whose side anyone is on in them. And it's
Well,
weird.
he just told you his reasoning. If you don't accept him, that's fine.
His reasoning is the same reasoning everyone has for fucking with you.
Dan?
Dan? You know who Dan? Dan looks like a junior version of that Dabbleverse. That's what he looks like. He looks like... it's funny that he has a friend named Ditka, because that's what fucking Dan looks like. He looks like Ditka.
I don't see the equivalency at all. I don't get what you're talking about. You're talking about something.
You concluded that this guy, this author, is just some jerk off that like was just fucking talking shit or just made some stupid comment about Norm Macdonald.
This guy doxed me. This guy doxed me and my family. He doxed my job. He reached out to my job. This motherfucker. You want to get into the details. He reached out to my job, tried to get me fired.
I want to get into
trying to get me fired over some silly comment I made on Twitter. So there's a lot of stuff that you don't understand.
I'm asking. I asked you to explain what those things are.
This motherfucker. You want to get into the details. He reached out to my job, tried to get me fired.
I want to get into
trying to get me fired over some silly comment I made on Twitter. So there's a lot of stuff that you don't understand.
I'm asking. I asked you to explain what those things are.
That very well may be true. I don't know the story, but I doubt it. I doubt that that's exactly true. I bet you there's some mitigating shit there. Look at
Is that okay,
$100,000.
Well, is it okay that you've done that in response to people fucking with you?
Me?
When people fuck with you, you respond and saying, "Hey, this fucking guy just like tried to fuck with my family."
All right, so he had a problem with this guy Patrick. Let Patrick fight this battle.
You're the Patrick of the analogy, John. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. Like,
Dan hasn't done any of this to me.
I haven't done anything to John.
Okay.
That's all.
What have I done, Ava? Like, is this like the Minority Report? You're like
looking at Dan's mustache, though. It makes me so glad I shaved off my attempt at a mustache.
Seeing in the future. Let's penalize Dan for something that might happen a year from now.
All he's been is supportive.
John, I'm not claiming he's done anything to you. I'm just saying we should be morally consistent. And when you got a guy like Dan out there that like
What he's saying, this was how many years ago is this, Dan?
This is like 5 or 6 years ago.
This is all the I guess when did Kumi get fired? It was that's about 10 years ago that he got fired. So this would be after that.
All right, so he's telling you what happened.
Wouldn't we be hypocrites to engage in that argument when Kumia says that about what we've like called him out for, when he says, well, that was a certain amount of time ago?
No, but did he hit on what he thought was a 14? I mean,
no, but the point is ethics have to be consistent.
All right, so what are the ethics?
Yes, Reverend. It should be fair if we all just follow the golden rule. When will you learn? Follow the golden rule. When will you learn? No, it's true. The golden rule is the one thing that if everybody would do it, it would be a fantastic place. Because like it doesn't mean like, okay, so you like getting your ass kicked, that means I should kick your ass, right? Or that means that person should kick everybody's ass. It's like, no, it means you should help other people get what they want. The reason I say it that way is because not everybody wants the same things. Do unto yourself. If you don't know the golden rule, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Man, what a great rule. What a great rule. And if you don't understand the importance of the Bible and the Word of God and all that shit, then look into it, because the golden rule, it solves everything. It solves everything. You're right, Reverend H.
What?
The ethics of the ethics
So
of
I'm a piece. So I'm a piece of shit.
Wait, did I just hear my name? What the hell is that?
What are the what?
the ethics of the ethics
So
of
I'm a piece. So I'm a piece of shit online. You got me guilty as charged. I'm a piece of shit. Okay, what now?
Oh, so now I'm saying, whatever, man.
No, what ethically thing did Dan do that was so bad? I don't even
What ethically thing did Dan do that was so bad?
get it.
How much money did that individual end up having to pay because of what you all were doing to him?
He sued 60 people for $100,000 a piece. He was trying to make. It was a $6 million lawsuit.
Right.
He didn't get anyone's information. He basically focused on the person who ran the website. That person got a really good lawyer, protected himself, had a lot.
How much money did Tomlinson lose?
Well, it was $20,000, but then he didn't pay, and then
So if you lose money because of unsuccessful lawsuits, I mean, you know, it sounds like he was the one suing everybody, so he lost 20 grand.
it became interest, and then it turned into like $60,000 or $70,000. He didn't have to
It
pay the guy.
bankrupted him. It bankrupted him.
No, didn't bankrupt him, but he had to. I think his mother had to help him out pay for it because he didn't. You know, most people don't have $60,000 laying around. But
It didn't bankrupt him, but you know, he did run out of money completely and have to get it from another source.
that's what happens with a lawsuit. I mean, I think we all know that you take on a lawsuit, and now here's the other thing that you're not taking into consideration. He was funded by his lawsuit. He had an organization that gave him money to do this lawsuit, so he wasn't doing this out of his own pocket. It was like a free roll for him.
I guess to me, it's an individual that tweeted just that he didn't think Norm Macdonald's funny, and that you and a group of people like fucking ruined his life and put him under and made him lose so much money and caused so much misery to his personal life in a gross trolling way that every day
How is his life ruined?
Hold on, let me finish. When I come on John's show and I just shit on all these other people, it's on the basis of just that is a fucked up like way to be, and I'd never participate in that no matter what people do to me, and I don't want to be a hypocrite about it. And to me, it's fucked up that you did that, and it's odd that you're just like, I don't know. I'm just gonna call you out.
Do I need to take an ethics class, Ava? Do I need to go back to ethics
school? Ethics class, but I'm not gonna pull any punches with you that I don't for anybody else. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, I hear where you're coming from, but you know,
I still don't even hear how much you're refuting about what they said happened.
Well, I'm refuting the illegal, like Lucy Tightbox was saying that I swatted him. I did all these like illegal things.
Was he swatted?
He was swatted. It had nothing to do with me. I was not involved with that. I have no connection to anything illegal. I've never done anything illegal towards that gentleman.
As one of the 40 John Does in that, did you condemn the people swatting him?
Yes, I did condemn it on multiple occasions. I said this is fucking
John
bullshit.
Doe's, let's get it right.
Where can I see that?
60 John Doe. It's Tomlinson versus something or other. It's on. It's very easy to find. If you go on, I'm sure if you go on Kiwi Farms, you probably could find it very easily.
Oh, hey, Kiwi Farms. Oh man.
All right,
Boy,
so wait.
dang.
Let me wrap my head around this now, Dan.
Sure.
So this guy trashed Norm Macdonald, and you and a bunch of people decided.
John, he didn't trash. This guy's just I could think like a science fiction author, and he just tweeted that he didn't think Norm Macdonald was funny. I disagree with that.
That's
Norm
another
Macdonald's
word.
like probably my favorite comedian.
I love Norm. Okay.
So that's all he
Did I
did.
simplify?
Like trashed, you know, like when that word gets thrown out, like, oh, he trashed somebody. Everybody's getting trashed. It's like every opinion that you express that isn't positive, well, son of a bitch, isn't trashing somebody. You know, trashing them. Give me a fucking break. I get so sick of that word.
Simplify this for the audience, please.
I'm simplifying it for the audience. Okay, that's the end of my statement. That's all that guy did. Now the rest of this, go ahead.
All right. So then this guy
Dan.
didn't like Norm Macdonald.
Oh, Patrick.
Right, Dan?
Yep.
And then you and 59 others decided to make his life miserable.
Me and 59 others on a subreddit made comments about him. We didn't even initially there was no engagement with him at all.
Did you do shows after show trashing him?
No, I did. I did.
No, just be direct about the timeline. Don't say what you didn't do. Just say what you did.
Say what I did. Like I've told you what I did.
Don't keep saying what. I don't think so. Just John's asking these questions. Answer him.
All right, whatever. So now this guy. So you're all mad at this guy because they didn't find Norm Macdonald funny, correct?
Yeah. Yep. And then he tried to take down the website, and he did all this like aggressive. It wasn't a one-way street. This guy was harassing people.
By the way, who's on subreddits anyway? I mean, it's
nobody worth worrying about these days. That's for sure.
Dan was
back then.
Yeah,
I know, but
this is 10 years ago. This is like this is when Opie and Anthony.
Yeah,
was
obviously, it doesn't matter if it was 80 years ago. But either way, okay.
Doesn't matter if it was 80 years ago.
So this guy said he didn't find Norm funny, and everyone attacked him. But how do they know his real name?
Because he's a published author. He's an actual like.
All right. So then now he says Norm's not funny, and then everybody, all you guys, decide to trash him. Correct?
Yeah, people were trashing him.
Trashing.
He said that. No,
Okay.
John, go ahead.
Okay. So now that you're all trashing him, then he gets mad that you're all trashing him, and he decides to sue you. Is that
correct? Yep. Yeah, that's basically what happened.
I'm
sorry. He sued the website and said
They're having a hard time just establishing the facts in this fucking horse shit, aren't they? I mean, should it really be that tough? I mean, it all seems pretty simple to me as far as what's going on here. I don't know. Yeah, this guy, and there was some sort of fucking issue, and one guy didn't like Norm Macdonald, and that was an issue. And on and on and on. I don't know. Like okay, I've got it all straight. I don't need it repeated a bunch of times. I think that John is just trying to stall because he doesn't want to have trouble between him and his fucking minions, and between from one minion to another. So it's all bad. It's all bad for him. That's a big fucking deal.
I'm trying to. If you could trust my broadcasting skills, I'm trying to simplify this. Okay,
you're a legend.
My broadcasting skills. Trust my broadcasting skills.
You could trust my broadcasting skills. I'm trying to simplify this. Okay,
you're a legend. I'm a civilian.
His argument was, I want to
simplify it.
Sorry, he wants to simplify it, everybody. So he put it in layman's terms. That's always appreciated. Anyway, I should have picked this up already, but here we go.
To sue these people and get their identities.
What did you guys say when you trashed him?
We said like his books suck, it just like stupid, like just nothing. Like,
did you share his address?
No, I never doxed his address.
Did anyone in your group share his address or show up at his house to pick up furniture?
Did anybody ever dox? Did you ever dox his address? Because no, I never. No, she said. Ava said, "Did you ever share his address?" And he goes, "No, I never doxed his address." So that's whenever anybody changes the word like that, I don't know. I'm always a little suspicious.
Group share his address or show up at his house to pick up furniture. Share his address or show up at.
No, I stupid like just nothing like.
Did you share his address?
No, I never doxed his address.
Did anyone in your group share his address or show up at his house to pick up furniture?
No.
Okay.
See, Ava, if there's 60 people, you think they're all in?
I mean, there was some shit like that. You have to understand. This is like this guy is on kiwi farms. This is like there's like thousands of people that know about this guy. So like I can't be held responsible for what some fucking
John,
anonymous person does.
This is like when shitware's like, I didn't do this thing to him, but then he creates an environment where there's a bunch of trolls that are doing.
So Dan created this environment.
No, he's not the shitware in this.
You're giving me a lot of credit, Ava.
He's not the shitware.
Ava, did Dan create this subreddit environment?
But then Shuli could make that same argument.
I am asking you.
Oh, come on.
A question. Did Dan create this subreddit environment?
No, but I do feel like when
hold on.
Direct answer, no.
Okay. Did Shitware create this environment to trash me every day on his show.
Yeah.
Okay. Now therein lies a very big difference. Now, let me ask you, Dan. So you were just one of 60.
One of 60. Yes, that makes it so much better. Oh yeah, you're one of like a shitload of people who, supposedly did whatever. I don't know. I mean, like, I look. I'm just following along here. What do I know? Right.
That were involved in trashing this guy because he didn't think Norm Macdonald was funny. Were all you guys talking to each other, or you were all just trashing him anonymously?
It's just anonymous people on the internet. I don't know who any of these people are.
All right, so you're all just trashing people.
Yeah, we're just like you're just making
Everybody's
comments.
trashing this guy.
With that logic, you absolved the Frog, because Frog didn't create this environment, Shuli did, so now Frog is innocent.
No, he's not, because he produces and gets paid by the shitware. He's an employee of the shitware. That's a horrible argument, Abba. He's employed by the shitware. Dan is not employed by the other 59 people that are doing this.
Okay, so if you're not getting paid, then it's okay to be a dirt.
No, in other words, the shitware created a whole fucking show that every day they trash me. Dan is on a subreddit with 59 people he doesn't know, and they're all beating up on a guy.
And there's really 10 times that. There's like there's hundreds of people.
John,
I just got picked out of a crowd.
John, me and you, like, some of the people that have like called and threatened, I don't know how much people.
So that's pretty good logic right there. I mean, like if there's enough people doing it, then it's not wrong. If there's enough people that are also trashing the guy, fucking with him, if you're part of a big enough group, it's fine.
People call you, but the people that have called and threatened me and fucked
$1 billion.
Yeah, but they're not getting paid by the shitware, but the shitware kind of directs them. That's the argument.
I don't give a frog's fat ass. I'm only concerned with the fucking guy that is using my voice and likeness without my fucking written consent. And this shit is minutia.
If it's minutia to you, that's fine. I'm arguing for a society where people don't fucking start doxing people and ruining their lives and
I didn't
because oh, he did. He's lying because they posted because they post. I think if someone wants to post it, they don't think Norm Macdonald's funny, that we shouldn't share their addresses and end up in a lawsuit with 60 John Does over it.
I mean, you don't really like sue somebody. I would think anybody reasonable. I mean, like the guy as an author or whatever. And like you don't do that lightly, right? Like the guy obviously felt like this had gone on a long time or something. I don't know. I mean, like the guy may have been just like maybe they just found the perfect guy and he was so nuts that he was just like ready to sue or something. I don't know. Sounds to me like they really started fucking with a guy because they didn't have Opie and Anthony there anymore to fuck with. Right? It was after that's the way he said it. I mean, Dan said like, yeah, Anthony had left. We didn't really have anything to do. So we fucking fucked with this guy instead. But this guy's not used to that shit. This guy's not used to it at all, clearly. I mean, it's not something that he's really asked for. He's a public person, but he's not public like that. Now, John has literally walked off his own show.
That's all I'm saying. Stay out of people's fucking personal lives.
I agree with that sentiment.
How about that, Dan?
So what exactly am I being accused of again? Tell me what I need to defend myself from.
I think that there's a gross troll culture that fuck with people's lives that's outside the context of like our shows, and it's not even about comedy or it's not even about just the community.
I mean, for real though. I mean, what Av is saying is true, regardless. Like Av or not, what Av is saying is 100% correct. It is. It's like there's this whole like make it real world shit, and there are hosts who do fucking activate that kind of shit. I never really thought that was the goal with Shuli's thing. I mean, that never looked like that to me or Carl or really anybody. I mean, like the most that you ever see anybody do is like people in the chat. Maybe people come over in the chat, but you end up making money from that, and you get viewers. So, like, I don't want that per se, but I can see at least that's still on YouTube. At least it's still confined to shows. You know, I mean, people shouldn't necessarily be fighting back and forth anyway. In any like, I like the rhetoric and stuff like that. That's fine, you know, if you want to. But like, I don't like the trolls, like what I was talking about. This troll culture.
You're just like fucking with people's lives, and I'm arguing that you are a direct product of that, and you're one of the people that do that. And I just want to draw a line between me and you on it. I think it's so gross that you did that.
I didn't realize the Dabbleverse was the Girl Scouts of America.
It's
I didn't
not the
realize
Girl
that
Scouts. Shut the fuck up.
All right, you know what?
I was not having any of these like bullshit kind of things, which is kind of good. I do kind of like that, you know.
Listen, you know, I don't know Patrick Tomlinson. I know this guy sends me fucking troll mail every fucking day, not only to me, to my mother, to my brother, and everybody gets a letter from Patrick Tomlinson.
John,
What does it say? What the fuck does it say though? How come he doesn't go into detail?
This guy is not a good guy.
now you're attacking Patrick?
Yeah. Do you want me to show you the 800 letters he sends my mother?
Do we know that this
800 letters.
is even the same person, John?
Do we not?
What a coincidence, though. That's fucking crazy. That
Do we
you
not?
knew his name.
Do we not?
Not an uncommon
Okay,
name.
if that's where you're at, that's fine. I don't stand by that. I look at Patrick
What is he saying though?
Tomlinson as a person that tweeted that Norm Macdonald wasn't funny and didn't think that he would end up having.
All right, so the Dan said he.
So he's wrong about that. I mean, that's ridiculous to say Norm Macdonald's not funny. I mean, that's, you know, you almost dislike somebody based on that.
And Dan said he was funny. Dan says he didn't dox him. The guy sued Dan. Now where we at?
What did he sue Dan for? For saying bad things on Twitter? I mean, there must have been more to it than that. That's the other thing. If you have like all these motherfuckers, I mean, look, they get pretty fucking obnoxious. I know that there was some of these trolls when Ant's mother died. They came and fucking signed the and signed shit and wrote like bullshit names or something on the. They fucked up the thing you sign when you go to a fucking funeral, whatever that is.
Why did he sue Dan?
Dan?
Because he wanted to. Because I was anonymous. He wanted to get my identity. And now,
John, does that sound like?
See, that is such a fucking that's such a cop out answer. You know, like, why did he sue me? Why did he sue me? Because he wanted to. I guess he's just a litigious guy and he wanted to sue me. You know, or like he sued me because because of what. He gives the overall motive. He doesn't say like, what did you do that made him want to sue you?
What people say about you? Do you not get the analogy here, John?
I don't get your agenda. No, I don't.
I don't have an agenda. I'm being consistent.
Okay, what's your consistency?
What's your consistency?
You responded to people fucking.
I sued two people who I know their identity.
I'm not talking about your lawsuit. I'm just talking about your existence in the Dabbleverse and the way people fuck with.
I don't give a fuck who all these fucking anonymous assholes are.
Okay.
I don't really give a shit.
All right.
Ava, why are you trying to drive a wedge between us? Like, I don't understand. Like, what are you trying to prove here?
I'm not trying to drive a wedge.
Like I need to exit because of some ethical.
I don't want you to exit.
Standard?
You have more carte blanche to be on the show than I do. I'm being morally
Talking
consistent.
what kind of statement is that?
I'm just saying I'll leave. I'm not trying to drive a wedge so he can be like.
Well, nobody's asking you to leave.
Why does Dan have more carte blanche than you, Rob?
Because I don't feel like because people accuse me of wanting to have control of your show. I'm just saying I find
I never said that, did I?
Never. You never said that. You've been nothing but diplomatic about it. I just find that behavior to be abhorrent. Okay.
Okay. No, wait, Ava, I really want to drive this home for a second. And I know I'll never, because nobody ever is going to be convinced.
Well, because you can't drive Keanu home
of anything else that they think. And I know that, and that, because then you're beating a dead horse. But I will tell you,
People talk about that a lot, that you're beating a dead horse. But let me ask you this. Have you ever actually beaten a dead horse? Because until you have, don't knock it.
that you asked Dan, did he dox him? Dan said no. We don't have any proof to prove that he did. Then what happened is Dan trashed this guy, correct? Now, I've trashed people. You know, we all trash people. Trashing people is one thing. Now, what else did Dan do, in your opinion, Ava, that was so bad that makes him the equivalent of the shitware?
If I ask Chris Tomlinson, is that his name? Patrick. If I asked Patrick Tomlinson why he sued you, what would his answer be?
So this is a question for me. Why he sued me?
No, what would he say if I asked him why?
Because he thought I was well, if he was taking truth serum, he would say
No, not of truth serum. Just what would he say?
He wanted to get revenge on people that made fun of him online because he is a thin-skinned person, just like a lot of the people in the Dabbleverse. Thin-skinned, didn't like that people were.
This sounds like the truth serum answer to me. Suspiciously like what the truth serum answer would be.
With all this arguing of what is and isn't, perhaps some Phil Collins, that's all, that John can't pick up any of this while going hard at Ava.
Making fun of him online and wanted to get their identities and ruin their lives.
So, John, I just asked Dan what he would say if I asked him a question. Dan stated that he would make the claim that he's a thin-skinned individual that wanted to get revenge on Dan. Do you believe that?
I wasn't there, Ava.
You think Patrick would say, hey, I'm a thin-skinned guy. I just wanted to fuck with Dan.
Well, I don't know that he'd say he's thin-skinned, but he's thin-skinned, hence why he's saying that. I don't know why you're playing.
That's the thing. It's like Dan is like unable to answer the question directly because, you know, it would tend to incriminate him. So he puts it this way. Oh, he would say, I'm a thin-skinned asshole. That's why I'm suing you. I am a thin-skinned motherfucker. I don't know if the guy's thin-skinned or not. I don't know. I don't know the situation fully, but like, I tend to think that like, yeah, there's a little more to it than what
in the
Dan's
psychological. Saying. I don't know what like.
Well, the only thing I don't understand of, which I think is kind of odd, maybe for me, because I get trashed nonstop way before this Dabbleverse, even on the Stern Show, by fan mail, anonymous people. And I've never, ever, nor has Howard, and there were tons. I had a whole box of hate fan mail that I had to sift through in the beginning.
How did that feel for you?
And I will tell you, there are tons of anonymous people that would trash all of us. So I wouldn't think that Howard or I or Jackie or Fred or any of us would take out a lawsuit against 60 people who are just saying we suck.
Okay.
I mean, think about it. Just because they all said the guy sucked, then he sued them. And do
you really think that that's all Dan did is just say he sucked?
I don't know. Dan, what did you do?
We poked fun at him. We made fun of his books. We said his books suck. We said he's goofy looking. Like the kind of things that you do when you make fun of somebody. And it was on a fucking message board, and he didn't like it, and he wanted to fucking he didn't like people criticizing his books or saying nasty things about him. So he took up a lawsuit, a frivolous lawsuit that got thrown out of multiple courts because it had no merit. But
he was just mad that you guys were trashing him.
Correct. Exactly.
I don't know. See,
what happened with
if that's the worst thing that you got on me, I mean, you got to give me something more than that. I mean, come on.
What happened with the furniture?
The furniture? I wasn't involved in that. I never went. I didn't take his furniture. Somebody put a Craigslist advertisement about his furniture as a prank. I had nothing to do with that. I can't be held responsible for what some fucking anonymous person does on the internet. This guy is like a public figure.
He's a minuscule author. Don't play the public figure card.
But how am I responsible for that? I didn't do it. Like I had nothing to do with it.
You asked about the furniture. Dan, did you do the furniture?
No, I had nothing to do with it.
He says he didn't.
All right.
But you don't want to believe him anyway. So it
You
doesn't
want to
matter
blame me
what
for the
he's gonna
Chicago
say.
fire or
You
the
don't
9/11? What else do you want to
discredit
blame me
anything
for?
he says then, Abba, you're just going to discredit him anyway, right?
Let's move on.
Because you're not going to believe anything he says. I mean, I don't. It's so bizarre.
Did people in police get sent to his house?
Yeah, exactly. That's that. He
John,
got
that's what I'm
swatted.
trying. John, that's what I'm trying.
I had, but once again, I had nothing to do with that.
Do you
So,
see how?
like, I don't
Do you
know-
see how it's
So
John? do you see
Dan's
how-
to blame for whatever happened.
Okay, so whenever Shitwire denies that he was
Is
involved,
Dan only? Is he giving these other 59 guys a fucking platform and giving them their fucking and giving them a microphone on a fucking show to trash him every fucking day on fucking the internet on a fucking show, Abba?
are you having a grievance contest with Patrick Tomlinson right now, John?
No, because your fucking analogy to Dan and Shitway is fucking ridiculous.
The analogy wasn't to Dan and Shitware. It was to the idea that Shitware can just say, I didn't talk to Dan or I didn't talk to Frog
No,
and ask
That's
him
not
to.
the point. Dan was on a fucking message board with 59 and a lot more, as according to Dan, a lot more other people, but you are deciding to say Dan is guilty of everything they did.
What do we do here on this show all the time about everyone else?
Okay. Oh my God, Abba. Shitway does a show every fucking night and fucking just making up lie after lie about me to a lot of people.
Well, making up lie after lie. People say that so easily. I don't know. As somebody who has actually had lies made up about me, I can say I'm offended when people don't actually have lie after lie made up about them.
Believe this
And
fucking
say
guy.
And making money off of it.
Well, maybe he's $2 Dan. Maybe he's gonna make $2.
All right, you know what?
Yeah, I'm all in it for the profits. That's
I
me.
don't think he's in it for the profits. It's just I think
All
it's
right,
gross.
listen.
I think it's gross what you did to that guy. That's all.
All right, you know what?
That's
I'm
all.
gonna-
I'll leave. I'll leave.
No. I'm gonna get rid of both of you because I don't want this. This is my show. Fucking unbelievable. You know, it's just fucking unbelievable. I got two people that support me, and then one decides to fucking. I just don't want. I just don't want it.
Jersey, you broke my heart. Mainly by including Granny. That's my main issue.
You know
I
what?
don't-
You weren't. I know that your ass was not going to bring this up.